Another thing you're going to have to do, I think, to truly master poi is put some time into your planes. Your planes are the tilt of your spinning poi. And if you've been playing with poi, you've noticed that often they don't quite do what you want them to do. They're tilting in front of you when you want them to be straight, they're going like this when you want them to be up and down, or you want it to go like this and it's going like that instead. So planes simply take time and practice. And it takes having a real look at what's really happening in your hand, your fingers, and your arm, in how you make the poi move. But basically to test poi, it's as simple as a few basic ideas. So one is, can you manipulate your planes? So say you start forward split time at your sides, can you bend them in together and then back to straight? Or maybe bend them into a helicopter and back to straight. Or both to the right, both to the left. Or can you bend them together behind you? Just being able to basically change the tilt of the poi. Often, you might go to do that and find that it's more difficult than you thought. And the trick is always going to be have a real look at what you're doing with your hand. If you're just going like this, you won't have a lot of control. The more you're using your fingers, your wrists, and your arm all together to actually circle the poi, the more control you will have. There's times when it's useful and appropriate to just make a, say, up and down line. Like in butterfly, it can be nice just to bounce it. So I'm not circling, I'm just bouncing up and down. But it's useful to be able to make a very full circle, right? Like you're drawing a circle with a pen. You really have to trace a circle with a bunch of different muscles. And some of those muscles have to come online. So it's just going to take practice to actually, are you making a circle or is it more like a triangle? So just give it some love and it will slowly get better and better. As you begin to get the skill in kind of your power zone, down around your hips and in front of your body, you'll start exploring. It's sort of step number 2 is beginning to explore around you. And often people will find, even the moment they reach up in the air, they lose their planes. So you've got some control here, you reach up here and all of a sudden you don't have control anymore. Again, just put a little love into it. Reach up and if it goes like this, just see what's going on, make circles, pretend you're hitting something on the ceiling, right? Or you're trying to hit your elbow and really play with what are you really doing with your fingers and your wrist. Look at the shape of the circle you're making with your hand and slowly you'll figure out how to get it from here back to here. And as you get that control, do it a bunch of times, it'll become intuitive. So in the end, you want to be able to do that anywhere you can reach. Up, behind you. It'd be great to go up to a wall and make a circle all the way along that wall, and you'll find the places where it doesn't work. And just put a little love into it. You don't need to drill this for hours and hours. Just keep coming back, putting a little love into it, and it'll get better and better. Right? And the other one. Right? On a wall plane in front of you, everywhere you can reach. Eventually behind you, everywhere you can reach, keeping a straight plane. And you'll never really finish with this. On the far side of your body, right? Under your leg. Like eventually, maybe start young and you'll eventually have mastered it all. But probably it's something you're just going to keep getting better at the rest of your love affair with poi. Just like with yoga, you just keep getting stronger, keep getting more flexible. The next step is being able to turn inside of your planes. So maybe you've got your planes here at your hips. You want your body free to be able to kind of turn and express inside of those planes. So you can look over here, look over here. Eventually you'll be able to turn all the way around. But that might really take time, so don't be in a rush. Just keep going a little further, getting a little more comfortable. Up here at the ear, same thing. Turn there, turn to there. Don't expect to learn that in a weekend. Just keep working with it. Eventually, you also start being able to bend the poi into kind of what I call saloon doors. So into inside the arms, playing with all of that. Right? Or if you're in buzzsaw, turning this way, turning this way. It's kind of endless, all the ways you can play with your planes. So really it's just about getting it started and beginning to understand what the game is, and you'll start seeing all the ways you can play it. But if you haven't put any time into your planes, it's going to limit how graceful things flow. So I really recommend, as you learn things, every now and then just take a little time out. Really helps one poi at a time, and put some attention to your planes, and you'll be glad you did.